Okay, now that we've finished the Tunisian simple stitch, we're going to add in the second color as well as the new stitch, which is the Tunisian drop stitch. And when we do that, when we switch colors, the final yarn over and pull through 2 is going to be done with both colors. So all the edge stitches along the right edge of this are going to be done with 2 colors, obviously other than the very first ones. So here's the yarn over with both colors and pull through 2. Okay, and this stitch has to be nice and loose because now we're going to be working on the diagonal, so this has to be a little bit longer than just a straight up and down stitch. And now, because this next stitch is also a taller stitch, we're going to do a chain 1 as well with both colors. So both that final stitch and the chain 1 are done with both colors. Now we can drop the first color and work only with the second. And this is how we're going to do an increase. At the beginning of each row on the right edge only, we're going to do a simple yarn over before we start the row. And for the Tunisian drop stitch, each of these stitches is also going to have an additional yarn over of its very own, which we will drop on the return pass. So here's the first yarn over, the increase. I'm going to insert into the vertical right to left as before, yarn over and pull it through, and then do its very own yarn over. And we go across like that, through the vertical, yarn over and pull it through, and then give it its own yarn over, all the way across, yarn over, pull it through, and its yarn over, pull it through, and its own yarn over. And now we're at the edge stitch, so again we're going to insert into the top 2 strands of the chain 1 from the row before, and we're going to pull that through. And now again, because this is a taller stitch, we're going to have 2 chain 1s at the beginning of the return pass. Here we go, chain 1, chain 2. And now comes the fun part, because we're going to start dropping all of these yarn overs, and to do so we have to take the hook out of the loop, the last loop, and out of the yarn over, let the yarn over drop off behind, and reinsert the hook into that first loop. And then we complete that stitch by doing a yarn over and pulling through 2. Again, here we are at the yarn over, so holding this nice and firm so none of the loops can change size or shape, we remove the hook from that first one, take it out of the yarn over and let the yarn over drop behind, reinsert it, and then yarn over and pull through 2. And that continues all the way across. Pull it out of the stitch and the yarn over, reinsert, yarn over, and pull through 2. And all those little yarn overs are just going to drop off the back, and they're going to look like that. They're going to be little sticky uppies along the back edge. So here we go again, slipping through the stitch and its yarn over, reinsert and yarn over and pull through 2. Now when we're at the last one, that is actually our increase, so that one isn't going to drop. So we're going to do a yarn over and pull through 2 with that. And now that we're back to our final 2 stitches, again, we're going to pick up the second color and yarn over and pull through 2. Again, it's the beginning of a taller stitch. Look, it's taller. And so we're going to do our chain 1 at the beginning of that. And let me find this one again because it's the same color. Okay, here we go. So here again is our yarn over at the beginning. We're going to insert it here, yarn over, pull it through, and its own yarn over, its own yarn over, insert it, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, insert it, pull it through, yarn over, insert it, pull it through, yarn over, and now we're going to insert it into what was the top of the chain 2 from the row before. So here we go into those top 2 strands, yarn over and pull it through. And now again, taller stitch, so chain 1, chain 2 at the beginning of the return pass. Okay, so here we go once again, holding that firmly. We're going to remove the stitch and that yarn over, let the yarn over drop, reinsert the hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, here we go, dropping the stitch and the yarn over and pull through 2. And we're going to do that across. And there are the little yarn overs sticking up behind. So here we go again. Okay, dropping that and the yarn over, reinserting, yarn over, pull through 2. Now again, here we are at the increase, so we're not going to drop that one because that's our new stitch. So we're going to do yarn over and pull through 2. And now we're at the last, so we're going to again engage the second yarn and yarn over and pull through 2. Now at this point, so now we have 2 of the drop stitch, and you can see our angle as we're starting to grow here. Now we're going to be doing the Tunisian simple stitch again. So we're not doing a chain 1 at the beginning of the row. We are just doing that final stitch and then dropping the first yarn, excuse me, well it was the second yarn, dropping the yarn just used, and now we're not going to need to do yarn overs in between, but we're still going to need our first yarn over for the increase. So again, we're just going to insert into our verticals, yarn over, pull it through, insert it, yarn over, pull it through, insert it, yarn over, pull it through, and again we go across. And you can see now again our train tracks, the train has turned into a subway, so that now this taller stitch is now looking more like the one below it as we're doing this. Okay, here we go, continuing. Here we are at our final vertical, and again now we're just going to go into the top of the chain 2 from the one before, because we're just doing whatever chain was the top one. So whether it was a chain 1 or a chain 2, we're going into the top of that. So here we go, and this is our edge stitch, and we pull it through. Now again, because this is the Tunisian simple stitch, we're just doing a chain 1 at the beginning of this return pass. And then we just go across very simply, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across. Until we get to the final 2 stitches, and again we're going to engage the second yarn to do that stitch. Okay, nice long stitch there, and then again, because we're on the Tunisian simple stitch, we do not do an extra chain 1, and then we just continue as we go. And you can see these start to make vertical lines of the stitches, which helps you to know that you're staying with the correct number of stitches, because along this left edge we'll always see this vertical line going up alongside the chain 1s and chain 2s. Okay, hope you enjoy.